Patient service and outpatient services. Penmore admits patients and they have intensive rehabilitations. That means treatment 3 times a day for 5 days, from Mondays to Friday, and on Fridays they go to their families to spend time with them to have family integration. Outpatients come on regular appointments, probably 2 or 3 times in a week for treatment. We treat patients with arthritis, with back pain, stroke patients, fractures or after fracture operation, paralysis of all types, and we do treat both young and old patients. Penmore Physiotherapy gives quality physiotherapy treatments to Gambians because we are qualified physios from different parts of the world.
It's a warm welcome in our studios. This is GTTV News. I am Aisha Tukuli and thanks for joining us. First, the headlines. Gambia Physical Planning are currently demolishing structures in Jabang, West Coast region. A group of concerned Gambians went on the street on Monday for a peaceful march, past and awareness campaign to call on relevant authorities to protect the island. Gambia Armed Forces are currently undergoing a 2-week training on a gender in peace support operations. 2 sports, the Gambia Under-20 team today, Wednesday, concluded their final competitive local test match ahead of WAFU Zone A competitions. Now the news in details. Stay tuned. Now the news in details. Now, after giving 48 hours notice, the residents in Jabang Estate expressed disappointment over the demolition of structures by Physical Planning, which is currently undergoing. The story is by Fatu Samba and narrated by me. This unfortunate event happened after the Department of Physical Planning gave a notice of 2 days to persons whose building will be affected by the ongoing demolition of houses on contravention building on Waterway. Ansumana Dabo, a Gambian based in the United States, who's in the country for a holiday, says he has been living in Jabang since 2014 with his family, and he feels terrible and such a thing isn't right. Mr. Dabo added that he has engaged his lawyers and the matter will be before the court. He called on the lawmakers to act on the issue and restore sanity in the whole system.
Alaikum salam, man Ansumana Dabo.
Ansumana Dabo, ban dëkk nga jóge?
US. Yeah.
Jamono ji da nga ñëw holiday?
Basically holiday business trip.
So how is it like? Yaa ngi ñëw, sa kër bi, sa fancy kër bi ñu ngi ko daaneel, and ñu ngi gis tamit building bi, camera, you can just show us building bi tamit ñu ne dañuy daaneel fii. Noo gisee loolu?
Well, it's something I'm feeling terrible. It's not something right though. So abe kule be keka me alam ko manke siloti. So not a jang, man, that's not what we expected. Ngaji kinal mano ko kobe kala me alam ko ngwen siloti mo be da kala musalale. So mo me ala buta doku ibukana yo tinya wonyama ika inform within 48 hours you come and pounce on the person. So kule be keka me manke siloti dal. Manke That's what it is.
Jabang Estate is one of the real estate owned by Social Security and Housing Finance. According to the letter dated 20th of August 2022, take note that being satisfied that the building or fence described below has been erected between a development permit and without the prior approval of Banjul Planning Authority under the Development Control Regulations of 1995. Declared unsafe under the provisions of the Development Control Regulations 1995 and been empowered to order its removal or demolition under the provisions of the said regulation. The Planning Authority orders the removal of demolition of buildings or fences before 22nd of August 2022. The Department of Planning Authority warned that failure on the part of owners to comply the said notice, the Planning Authority will arrange for the building or fences to be removed or demolished and charge the cost of such removal or demolition to you. Aissatou Koli, Gambian Talents TV. A group of concerned Gambians who call themselves R Banjul, meaning Protect Banjul, on Monday staged a peaceful march past to create awareness and called on the authorities to protect the island on environmental disasters. Lamin MC files in this report.
A group of concerned Gambians who call themselves R Gambia, meaning Protect Banjul, on Monday staged a peaceful march past to call on the relevant stakeholders to protect the island from environmental disasters. This came as a result of 30th and 31st July downpour that displaced thousands of its residents from their homes due to the condition of the flooded areas. One of the members of our Gambia, Amadou Jallo, says Banjul as an island of about 65,000 people has now reduced to 31,000 people due to the environmental disasters and negligence and lack of proper management. Mr. Jallo added that the commercialization of Banjul, industrialization of the Tanbi, and sand dredging at the Denton Bridge are a threat to the entire Banjulians. Ismaila Jang speak on behalf of the members, highlighting that the movement is apolitical, but their main aim is to save the city.
Is Mbuguma Ismaila Jang, and I was selected to speak on behalf of this group. This is a group that is non-political, and it is, of course, non-religious. This is a peaceful group comprises of Banjulians whose sole aim is to save our city. We all know the environmental impacts. We all know about the global warming. Now, we know the Tanbi and the wetland is the breeding space for Banjul. Now we have observed that Banjul has been, or the Tanbi has been industrialized, which is not healthy for Banjul and which is not doing good for Banjul. We Banjulians, we are happy that you are rehabilitating or bringing some developments to Banjul. But I mean, every work should start from a place. We have heard someone said that the Banjul...
Jen said they have recently seen an industrial activity at the pump area which might sink Banjul, and the recent flood in Banjul would not have happened if there was a good construction of roads in the city.
Not here to demonstrate. Instead, we are here to raise awareness to the people and the general citizenry of the Gambia. Why are we doing this? Is because Banjul is under serious climate threats. And this, we cannot sit and watch. Banjul entirely been inundated every year, when in fact we've spent $1.8 billion in just to make sure that Banjul was put in the right position.
Activist Hussein Koli, popularly known as Hussein Gambia, highlights some of the environmental challenges affecting the city.
So we cannot look and sit and watch that happen. The miners, the wetland destruction, the drainage system, all these flows happening is affecting the poor and the less privileged people. So that is our concern. We are not enemies to the state. We are not here to, procrastinate anyone or anyone. So just we stand, we fly, we speak about telling people the realities happening.
Suleiman Jai says Banjulians who call themselves capitalists are the problem, and they, as the youths of Banjul, are far too long being affected.
So let it be very clear. Ñun in fact that you fi nek ñun ñoo leen engage pour ñu def li nga xamné ci loolu lañ nek di def ni. It should be very clear né ñun suñ ciép diwli ni kenn ninalu ko té nekkun ci poste kenn timul. We are independent people ñi nga xamné den jog gis li nga xamné mu ngi ñoo affect jamono ji moo tax ñu ñëw ak this concept because Banjul moom always dam ko dee wax when it comes to Banjul suñ problème also bokk na si Banjulians yi because Banjulians ñi nga xam ne ñooñu la ñoo ooyee capitaliste yi capitalist minded it ñu ñoo ooyee tycoon ñooy suñ problème because of yu mel nii su amee instead of ñoom ñu ñëw ñu bokk si xeex bi ñu dellu ginnaaw duñ dee def loolu always dañ dee try pour nu ñoo def pour lu ñoo yaaxa.
The group was supposed to have their awareness campaign at Bond Road but was occupied by the PIU officers. They then went to the Arch and were asked to dispatch. They then assembled around the Banjul City Council and had an engagement with the press. Reporting for GTTV News, I am Lamel MCC.
Gambia Armed Forces with invited sister members are currently training on gender in peace support operations at the Joint Officers Mess in Kotu. Ibrahim Dembaja tells us more.
Selected personnel of the Gambia Armed Forces with invited sister service members are currently training on gender in peace support operation. The training week commences on Monday, 22nd August 2022 is being held at the Joint Officers Mess in Kotu. The training being the second of its kind in the recent times for armed forces. It is organized by the British Peace Support Team Africa and is expected to last for 2 weeks. During the training, participants are expected to learn and widen their scope of understanding in key gender concepts, conflict analysis from a gender perspective, protection of civilians, mainstreaming gender into military functions, and power work exercise, among other things. This will help equip them with the necessary capacity to fully appreciate gender in peace support operation, as well as motivate them to attach the required attention on gender issues, especially in peace support environment. Reporting for GTTV, I am Ibrahim Dembaja.
To sports. As part of their preparations for the forthcoming West Africa Football Union WAFU Zone A tournament, the national under-20 team secured a 2-1 win over a selection of local players at the late Usman Saho football field in Old Yundum. Srif Conte has in this report.
This last final competitive match is in preparation of the Young Scorpions ahead of the forthcoming WAFU Zone A tournament. The Young Scorpions team on Wednesday secured a 2-1 win over a selected local players in a match held at the late Usman Saho football field in Old Yundum. Haruna Rashid Njai scored the opening for the national side before it was leveled by a converted penalty kick from Chetro Job on the brink of halftime. Young Scorpions Ali Jiba came off the bench to score the winning goal for the national side. The team is expected to undergo the mandatory COVID-19 test later in the day to wrap up their preparation with a local friendly game against the national sides under 23 on Thursday morning at the late Usman Saho football field in Old Yundum. The team, headed by coach Abdullah Bodang, is expected to depart Banjul on Thursday to Mauritania.
Serif Conte, reporting for GTTV.
Still on sport, now let's shift our attention to a press release by the Gambia Football Federation. The public is hereby informed on the issue of accreditation for the upcoming GFF presidential election. The Electoral Committee of the Gambia Football Federation is reminding the members of the federation, the media, and the general public that the election for the Executive Committee of the GFF will be held this Saturday, 27 August 2022, at the Paradise Suite Hotel in Kololi, starting at 10 a.m. In this regard, accreditation tax will be collected on the ground on the same day of the election following registration, which will begin at 8:30 a.m. Members of GFF who are coming as delegations to the Congress will also collect their accreditation card on the said day, time, and place. Whereas those candidates who are eligible to contest elective positions but aren't coming as a delegation will also receive their accreditation tags through the same process. The media will also receive their accreditation tags on the said day too. However, the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia will be responsible for the accreditation of the process of the media. Thus, the media is urged to liaise with their present body of the process. Finally, the Electoral Committee wished to state in no uncertain terms that only people who have accreditation tags will be allowed to access the venue. Signed by Sekou B. Jaju, Chairman of GFF Electoral Committee. Well, that's it from us in our studios, but before we take leave of you, let's recap of the day's main stories. Gambia Physical Planning are currently demolishing structures in Jabang, West Coast region. A group of concerned Gambians went out on the street on Monday for a peaceful march past and awareness campaign to call on relevant authorities to protect the island. Gambia Armed Forces are currently undergoing a 2-week training on gender in peace support operations. To sports, the Gambia Under-20 team today, Wednesday, concluded their final competitive local test match ahead of WAFU Zone 8 competitions in Mauritania. Now, thank you for joining us and do have a pleasant evening.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.